Remaining, ball on the blue side. It's not going to happen. STMC Gold take the grand final.
Because with live sport cancelled and footy fields deserted, there's never been a better time to be a gamer.
Second attempt, but no boost to fall through. He's trying desperately to get another touch, but he just cannot get there. And with 5 seconds remaining, that could have been the last attempt. Colt's going to get one more goal in. And STMC Gold take game number one with that goal right there. Granted,
playing online games in a school uniform is now the next big thing.
He is now in a position. The C4 comes out, melts out. Lightning can't get the follow-up frag.
This is the world of esports, aka sporting comps played via online games.
it's just like any other sport.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's proceedings of the High School League here. My name is Millboss. Joining me, of course, as per usual, is Cthulhu. Mate, how are you going, and are you excited for tonight's matches?
Yeah, doing really good. I mean, still, we got the lockdown edition going for both of us at this point. But honestly, yeah, quite excited for yet another week of High School League, and today's matchup should be also quite spicy as well.
Yeah, it should work out to be a really good one. We have ICB going up against, in fact, Gentlemen. Both teams have been doing quite well in the league so far, in that top three, as we sort of discussed quite a lot last week. So this should be a very close match if everything goes sort of to plan.
Yeah, if everything goes to plan, yeah, this should be definitely a very close one, I reckon. In fact, Gentlemen are currently the number 2 team on the leaderboard, running with just only a single loss, and that was to Lenvias. Whereas for ICB, they have one draw. They have, I believe, they have one win, and they have obviously another loss to Lenvias as well. So both of these teams fall into a very powerful adversary, but this time they are going to be battling against each one another for that kind of the second spot as to who will be keeping it.
Yeah, definitely. It's a bit of a playoff in that regard. Lenvias just seems to be ahead of the curve in all regards. Haven't been able to watch them as of yet, but I'm sure we'll get to see some of their gameplay as the week progresses. But nevertheless, this one is going to be an important second place matchup, really. I feel like this could definitely decide at the end of the season who's going to be up there in second place.
Yeah, as we're getting closer and closer to the end of the round robin part of the first season of High School League for Siege, definitely a few storylines will be forming. And yeah, so far, I mean, we saw ICB play it out on the first week, and they have shown us some pretty decent Siege, especially on Oregon. But they have shown that they can also forfeit a couple of rounds, maybe almost even a map at this point. So they can go down here. They have the chance to kind of almost a run for their redemption.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's going to be a case for that because, like, we saw them up against the Marsden Makos in week 1. They struggled a bit on that second map, and Marsden was able to take it from them. So definitely going to be interesting to see if they're able to have that sort of consistency and actually win 2 maps here, or if we're going to see Matthew Flinders come out on top and just prove that they are the best team from MFAC.
Yeah, definitely. They already proved, that they are the better ones between themselves and MFAC Beasts as well. That was a pretty clean sweep. So, yeah, here they have all the chances to really take the match as well.
Yeah, I'd have to say so. I mean, this first map is definitely going to be telling and set the tone, I'd say. We are going to kick it off on Clubhouse. Map 2 will be Oregon. So, an interesting set of maps there. What do you think we're going to really see here on Clubhouse?
Clubhouse, I reckon this could be a bit of a kind of a brawl between the two teams. Both of them, I don't think we've seen them play yet on Clubhouse, if my memory serves me right. Actually, just quickly blazing through all their previous performances. Yeah, we haven't seen them perform on Clubhouse just yet. Same goes for ICB as well. So this is going to be a bit of a dark kind of area for both of these teams. But yeah, at the moment it's definitely going to be a bit of a back and forth. Whereas Oregon is a comfort zone for both of these teams. They did play it and they did show it to us before. And certainly both of those teams are pretty powerful on the second map.
Yeah, I think it's going to really be a close one once we get onto Oregon. As we said, earlier, ICB did very well on that when it came to their first series that we watched them on up against the Mars and Maker. So there's going to have to probably, I want to see what we get from the gentlemen, because they're sort of a bit up in the air in regards to what sort of level they'll be at against ICB on Oregon. I feel like if anything, they really need to stake their claim on Clubhouse and go into the second map with a lot of momentum.
Yeah, momentum is certainly going to be a huge thing here for both of those teams. Matter of fact, ICB is as well. They've shown us that the moment they can ramp up that momentum, they can just be an absolute force to be reckoned with. Same goes for Gentlemen, albeit that their performance was just flat out just kind of pedal to the metal and not even letting it go anytime soon. So I'm curious, how will they handle kind of the slowdown of their momentum if they will start losing some of the rounds, and how will they be able to kind of return back to kind of show that mental fortitude?
Yeah, definitely. And, we've seen a decent amount from both of these squads. So really putting down who's going to be the best out of these two, who's going to be, I guess, the best of the rest, if you will. It's going to be something intriguing to watch, because I'd have to say that, if anything, ICB have a bit more to prove than MFAC Gentlemen. We've seen MFAC Gentlemen be able to dispatch their opponents pretty easily, but ICB probably want to prove that they deserve to be up in that top 3.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit of that kind of David and Goliath matchup, but we'll have to see how things will really rule out. But yeah, so should be a very close one, I reckon. I definitely think we might be going into full set of rounds as well here.
Yeah, I mean, that's really going to be crucial for whichever team is starting on the defense, which I believe is...
Gentlemen will be the ones to be defending. Yeah,
Gentlemen defending first. Obviously, the way that we've got the format of this set up, you can win in one half. Like, if the other team isn't able to get any rounds, then you can I wouldn't say easily win, but you can win in just one half. So let's take a quick look, of course, at the the veto, how it all went down. Anything interesting out of that you can see there?
Probably the only one that I have to say is that Cafe has been fairly early banned out by ICB. I believe they did play it out before, but even though it wasn't the best kind of place when they played against Marsden Makos, they still were able to show a pretty decent defense on it. So seeing them kind of get rid of it fairly quickly just shows that they are not really ready to take any kind of chances with this map in case it would have been Gentleman's Peak. And that would have probably been a whole lot worse of a situation. So, yeah, having them bring in Oregon is definitely going to be showing their rather stronger suit here.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. It's It's got to be a good start for both of these teams, but I really feel like, if anything, it's the gentlemen's series, or at least for the first map, I'd have to say it's their series to lose. But ICB, I hope they shock us. I hope they bring something out that we're not expecting, because there is a lot of different strategies that we haven't seen so far. So I'm keen to get into it.
Yeah, indeed. Clubhouse, it is. First map with MFAC gentlemen being on defense, ICB One Nation to be on the offense, and quite genuinely keen if one of the teams will be able to really roll in with the punches here against one another. So also quite keen for the bans that both of the teams brought out. We've been mentioning it pretty much throughout all the broadcasts so far, that there's kind of its own meta kind of almost forming around the whole HSL season. So curious if there's going to be any kind of off picks, or rather odd ones out, but it's going to be Thatcher to kick things off.
Yeah, it's not super surprising. Thatcher has been sort of started to be banned out a little bit more recently. Now it will be interesting to see what they go for. Maybe a hard breacher, maybe the IQ, and just get rid of all of that utility denial. It's going to be Maverick, so hard breach out of action.
Yeah, Maverick has been seen occasionally kind of slipping through into some of the matches, and was able to show how easy it is to get past some of the reinforcements. So here, with him being out, it's obviously back to kind of the normal game of hard breaching with the Hibana and the Thermite.
Ooh, Bandit going to be banned out. That's an interesting choice there, but it sort of counteracts the ban of Thatcher in a way. So Thatcher's probably the biggest thing that people use him for will be to get rid of the Bandit charges. So that's interesting, I guess, kind of a counter ban, if you will.
Yeah, that's definitely, it's gonna give a little bit of a hassle to gentlemen with their defense, because they did use Bandit quite a fair bit on their last streamed match, and having him out, especially on a map like Clubhouse, things are definitely going to be a whole lot tougher for them to deny the the breach. And interestingly enough, actually, ICB, following their playstyle from week number 1, actually will be just bringing in the kind of the replacement for Thatcher, that is Kali, with her utility.
Yeah, just going for more or less a straight swap there. And same sort of thing on the defensive side. Kaid going to come on in instead of Bandit. So no shocks there really. As to the setup, they've just gone for the more or the less traditional, similar options in terms of operators. But here we go. Let's get into things. It's going to be the start of this first round, and we are going to be, of course, upstairs. No surprise there.
Yeah, CCTV defense is something that a fair few teams do prefer to kick things off on. It's kind of their bread and butter, I suppose, for their defense. I'm curious about this pick on the attack, because there was a last-moment 6 pick by Shaq that brought in the Twitch, which is, at this point, almost feels like a relic from previous metas, almost. Given that, well, yeah, she, with the current, like, the whole mute and Mozzie combo, she definitely seen much lesser pick, as well. Her drone can't really jump over, and it is pretty limited on the mobility. So, yeah, with her in, it's definitely gonna allow a little bit more, maybe distraction, a little bit more of precise kind of destruction rather of those Kaya charges. But maybe Marmaduke could be able to trick it out. Actually, quickly yoink that Kai charge. Can he, though, send it as quickly as possible? He needs to go for it. Oh, wait, no. Doesn't need to go for it just yet. There it is. There's an attempt. An attempt at breach will be going down, and... Ooh! That Kali charge, if not the Kayed charge, it was the Kali that destroyed the Thermite charge there, which is quite unfortunate.
Yeah, I think it might have been. That's not what you want to see. Take 2 here, though. And this time, all goes to plan, so they have their entry, but there are 2 or 3 players sort of chilling and waiting around. Meanwhile, the Jackal just playing very by themselves. This is Ahudunahad playing very solo right now. Looks like they just want to make sure that they're droning out properly first. Don't want to give anything away too early, but if the timing works out, UJ might just have the first kill of the round.
Yeah, we'll have to wait. It's a little bit of a waiting game here, really. All the teams are really kind of trying to gain some kind of traction here for themselves. It's Mokaji to actually kick things off here for himself and for the team of ICB, as that is the Eugene, the Maestro, off the board, but there's still one more on Rafters, which is, I believe, the Doc, the ACOG counterpart, I suppose.
Yeah, this really depends. Oh, just spotted the head there.
Oh,
Sees
man.
it again. I think they know that someone's hiding here on the catwalk, though. They do indeed. How does that shot miss? So, wow. Wow. Does
Outsniped.
Cornelius win that?
Just like that, it's a 4v4, but gotta give it to Cornelius. That was a grand attempt at just outsniping the main sniper. But right now, it's Ahudunahad that is actually having a little bit of a struggle there, trying to get rid of Reginald, who's attempting to hold Bathroom, but at the moment, his teammate was lost. We're back to a 3 versus 3, but right now, oh, the gunfight could be the big decider here. Shaq already taken one off screen, but and so many ICB players are actually so low on health, so they need to go in for the push actually very quickly.
Yeah, that Legion mine, the Go mine there, does delay things just a little bit. Cornelius is able to turn around and get Shaq, but Darth Druid is getting the diffuser down just in the nick of time. One Nation, and this 2 versus 2, is going to have to survive with about a combined 10 HP if they're lucky. Darth Druid, I think, tried to jump off the edge of the wall there, and with 2 full HP players on the defense, they've got a very good shot here, I'd say, at being able to make this retake happen. Oh, that is perfect timing from Reginald. 1 versus 2 now. Ahudunahad needs to get over to the bomb site. Nowhere to be seen. They should be able to just jump straight onto this defuse.
And just like that, they sure will, but oh, timer is just a little bit too close maybe for the comfort zone, but that was a very well executed play by Gentlemen, as they were able to just keep the pace to themselves. They were able to always, it seemed that they felt quite confident in their plays.
Yeah, they definitely seem it. They seem to be pretty confident in what they're doing there. And, you know, you've got players like Cornelius going for 1v1 snipes with an ACOG scope on Doc, just, making it life a lot easier for the rest of the teammates.
Oh, yeah. Getting rid of that Kali certainly helped quite a whole lot. Not only she technically could be considered as a soft breach as well, with her rounds being able to punch quite a hefty hole, as well as that's quite a bit of a range now. Also was completely out of the game. So, yeah, with her out of the equation, certainly made life quite easier. Curious of what is going to be the 6th pick from the Monty. Back to Monty. Okay, I see how it is. But I'm rather more so curious about that Gentleman 6th pick. A 6th pick from Smoke to Echo, which, I mean, personally I would prefer both of them to be in the game, but I suppose Echo should allow a little bit more flexibility.
Yeah, it probably will give it just that little bit more. I mean, Clubhouse is one of those maps that very traditionally has had a lot of really good areas for recon on the defensive side of things, especially when you consider how Valkyrie has been able to be utilized in the past. Some stupidly annoying and hard to spot cameras from her, so definitely not exactly the same, but does at least give that option to have that little bit more surveillance on the defensive side of things.
Yeah, surveillance would probably be the right way to go about it. Just with info being such a huge weapon that a fair few teams can really utilize quite frequently, quite well, certainly going to help trying to decide on what could be the main move. Plus, with Echo Drone, you can also slow down or if the time is right, deny the plant overall. So yeah, there's a few pluses to it. The only thing is that the Echo Drone doesn't deal damage per se.
No, it doesn't really deal damage, but I mean, it definitely has played a very, very crucial role in securing the victory for a number of rounds, both in your more amateur leagues and even in the pro leagues. So you can cause havoc towards the latter stages of the round. Especially if something like a smoke gets banned out for some reason, then you've still got that similar, last second denial opportunity. But that attempt at a bit of a, not quite a run out, but going for some early shots there by Cornelius does not pay off at all, and will get dropped there, and I doubt anyone's going to come and try and pick him up.
Yeah, no refrag will be made. Maybe Eugene could see if he can scrape the attempt there, but main issue is going to be the fact that Darth Dude is going to be there as well to essentially shut down that push from the Maestro player. Marmaduke is already pretty low, but that is
no.
a double, baby. Ahadunahad, just fantastic timing, being able to find that frag. Meanwhile, it's Mokaji deciding, let me pitch in on that kill feed.
Yeah, gets the team kill onto Dangervis, but I don't think it's going to be that huge of an impact. All the asphyxiation bolts doing so well there, and out of nowhere, ICB just comes straight on through and win the round just in a matter of seconds there.
That was a very quick ending to the round. Big highlight is the fact that Ahadunahad was able to bait in almost that. Well, he did, not almost. Yeah, he fully did bait in that attempt at revive, and that was good timing.
Yeah, really good. I saw that he had his drone down, just watching the down player of Cornelius and waiting, biding their time. And there you go, the timing working out perfectly, able to find that double kill with little to no problems.
Yeah, there was no kind of even thought, it seemed, in the heads of MFAC gentlemen that there's going to be a bait or something. There was no even attempt to kind of hold the angle maybe by Eugene's Maestro. So nicely done.
Yeah, interesting turn of events in that regards, but we will be staying downstairs at the basement nevertheless, so we'll see if second time's the charm here for MFAC gentlemen. And one thing I forgot to, or didn't really notice when we were sort of talking about everything pre-show before the game got started, is that this series is very crucial for ICB in the fact that they are level on points and score and everything to Mars and Makos, who are currently playing bottom of the league Lakers Legends. So realistically, if ICB aren't even able to get a single map here, even if they do get one map here, Mars and Makos have a really good chance of going 2-0 in their series, which would put them into third position. So that could definitely change the shape of the leaderboard here. But that being said, also, if ICB is able to win this one 2-0, that will push Gentlemen down, and if Marsden again win their match 2-0, they'll be pushed up into third place, and Gentlemen will be down into fourth. So interesting couple of potential opportunities for Marsden to come out of nowhere and get into the top three.
Yeah, Marsden could really quite easily sneak into that top three, which could be huge here, but we'll have to see how things will go. So far, it seems like it's almost a bit of a kind of a trade back and forth with the shots, with the wins in the round. It seems that the breach will be very successful on the hatch. So at the very least, there's going to be a quick opening. I'm curious how will Reginald's Capcan traps will really work out, given also the fact that the church wall has not been reinforced at all.
Yeah, that is genuinely really surprising. I just saw that. That makes no sense to me. Darth Dude's going to open up proceedings. Reginald out of action. And might even find the feet of another player there. Does indeed. Darth Dude just doing so well with this verticality here through the hatch. Some of the floorboards have been blown up with some charges as well, with some soft breaching. So really well done there to kick off this round. Finally, Darth Dude will get traded out. Mokaji, though, keeping the man advantage, the two-man advantage in ICB's favour. And gentlemen, right now, it's all falling apart. Cornelius and Humphrey, and they have to deal with this. Amonte spots the player going for the plant there, but can't quite get the shots in onto Mokaji. Will finally get the kill though, so they can kind of consider the retake here. But this is just so awkward. Humphrey 1 versus 3, I doubt it's going to go down.
Oh, to hold your breath on that one, really. He has been able to get rid of Shag, but the timer is really ticking not in his favor. And he will be attempting to maybe get something going, maybe attempt. Ahadunahad needs to go in for the push, but runs into that Capcan trap as well. With the timer running low, things might be looking a little bit ugly for him, and well, yeah, there it is. Humphrey will be the one to fall down. It's round number 3 for ICB. Fantastic push once again.
Yeah, just solid post-plant situation. They had this crossfire here down the long corridor, so no matter what happened going for that defuse, you've got the Monty there just blocking things off and making it really awkward. So very well done there by the attacking side of ICB. Big props to Dark Dude for his 2K from upstairs in the kitchen, and we'll see once we move to CCTV again if gentlemen are going to be able to level the scoreline.
Yeah, Mokaji is going to be bringing in the Kali once again, so he will be potentially trying to outsnipe Mr. Humphrey here. But apart from that, yeah, all the lineups are looking just about the same, especially after the 6-pick phase. I would imagine that both teams will be very much expecting that lineup as well from their opponents. But yeah, I mean, if the breach will come through very quickly without a whole lot of hassle, then I don't think ICB would have a whole lot of issues as long as they don't lose out their Kali to the Rafters player. Yeah. They should have a fairly quick, fairly easy run for themselves.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Gonna have to hope Mokaji is a little bit better on the sniper this time around, able to find those shots, but at this point in time, no one's gone over towards Rafters. It was I believe, Doc of Cornelius last time, and now it's Humphrey.
Yeah. It was Doc and Maestro set up on the Rafters, but yeah, good point out as well. Yeah, Cornelius has swapped over to a little bit more of an aggressive role now that he's playing the Jaeger rather than Humphrey, so a little bit of a kind of trade-off. Curious how will Humphrey utilize his position comparative to his teammate, and that maybe Eugene will be playing a little bit more of a safer game, maybe.
Yeah, potentially.
Just a little bit
to be a little bit smarter.
A little bit curious about that setup. 2 of the bulletproof cameras being set up in a similar position, but either way. Oh, okay, it's to get rid of the Trish drones. Right. That's actually fair.
Man, it makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes work.
Actually,
so was he... only one more Twitch drone to use.
He didn't even get rid of either one of these cameras, but yeah, I mean, that's one way to really counter that. Cornelius, meanwhile, a double kill. Fantastic one. That is a huge 2K to get rid of the Jackal and the Twitch.
Yeah, and the top fragger being Ahadunahad, and they still had one Twitch drone available. So now you've got rid of the tracking ability from the Jackal there. So Cornelius can even roam a little bit deeper if they want to. Might be a good option to go back towards the Doc and get healed up a little bit, but the Doc's out of action and didn't spot that kill come through. Nevertheless, we move. 1 minute 20 remaining now, and it's really going to come down to this first and second sort of opening picks if they're able to find something with Mokaji. But you have to imagine that.
Yep.
I was going to say you have to imagine that Mokaji isn't going to be as aggressive and makes the same mistakes, but it doesn't matter. The Claymore there working an absolute treat.
Albeit that it wasn't really able to shut things down quite as much as probably ICB would have wanted, but at the very least, there's the peak. Oh, Mokaji lining up a nice headshot there onto Marmaduke to punish him. We're back to a 2v2. It's still very much workable here, and this time ICB have heaps more health. So here the push through, fantastic cover by Darth Dude, should be putting us into a 2v1 situation.
Yeah, Reginald is going to have to do it all once again, try and get this done. And they should be pretty much covered from all angles, I'd say. Really nice stuff from these guys. Yep, has been spotted out. Reginald, real awkward positioning right now. Will find the first though, but because of being outside for so long, Darth Dude's going to know exactly where they're coming from. Reginald's just jumping straight on it. Reginald's jumping straight on it. What?
That was
For a
ballsy.
second there, that was... Yeah, that's one way to say it. You couldn't even see him from here.
Yeah, a little bit of an oversight there, maybe by Darth Dude. Maybe needed to jump in a little bit early before the Kali frag came through, but nonetheless, still a 3-1 scoreline. ICB looking really nice, really comfortable there on the attacking side, even after the initial hiccup where they lost the two big players of their roster. And well, for 5th round, it is going to be a gym hold, which is going to be the first one within this match.
Yeah, the first time we've been here. So let's see how we continue, and if this defense from the gentleman is going to be able to be picked up a little bit, or if ICB is just going to start running away with it in the way that they have so far. Their attack has been phenomenal. 3 rounds to 1. Looking really, really solid here.
Yeah, the way how ICB were able to really organize themselves with some of the pushes, it was really well executed. They had some good coordination. They were able to take multiple positions from a variety of angles on a few occasions. Last round was just more so of just a good crossfire setup and good cover. Big props to Darth Dude as well, the resident Blackbeard main, it seems, of ICB, which isn't a bad thing, but usually, especially in the current meta, I've personally grown a little bit more accustomed to the fact that usually Blackbeard comes out when you're just having a few issues with the gunfights.
Yeah, I mean that. I guess you could put it towards that, but Darth's been doing quite well.
Yeah.
Either way, so yes, maybe it helps out that little bit in those gunfights, but you still have to win the gunfights. You know, Blackbeard's not a guaranteed win, so yeah, we'll see if Darth's able to continue in the form that they're in right now. 5 kills, 2 deaths, pretty solid from them. I hold on a hard similar situation.
Yeah, so far, I mean, Gentleman has shown us some good setups overall. It's just more so rather just the fact that they weren't really able to kind of fire back. And a few of their pushes were kind of a little bit disjointed. A few times we saw them play a bit kind of more so in a solo style play, which wasn't really helping a whole lot. So for the time being, maybe this round will be their redemption, given that they have quite a few of the openings, quite a few avenues to really have the crossfires to go from.
Well, a slow start to this one. 1 minute 20 remaining already, and Danguba's the only player to take any form of damage. And has to be so careful because there's just holes in walls everywhere right now.
Yeah, a fair few crossfires could have been set up, but unfortunately for Gentlemen, they have completely completely closed out the logistics office where they could have had a really nice crossfire to be set up. Ahadunahad once again pitching in on the whole gunfight and was able to really make things work here. If only there was a breaching charge close by to try to get a few openings, but Marmaduke could have made quite a difference there, but right now it's only up to him and Eugene to get any kind of openings or any kind of closure.
Yeah, it's been left down to just Eugene now, who's still yet to find a kill, has been droned out as well, and can't do anything. Darth Dude extending their kills. ICB proving to be just that little bit too strong here. 4-1 round count. It's just not looking good for, in fact, Gentlemen.
Hey, gentlemen are certainly looking a little bit more tame here comparative to what we saw them play against Beasts. This time they're looking very much like they are kind of on the back foot almost, and with this map already being on match point, there's not a whole lot of ways really for MVAC to really get any response here, as well. This could be their last attempt at that. I'm curious whether Ahadunahad, yeah, he will be switching over to Jackal. So, yeah. Oh, actually, Dokubi. Okay.
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 Interesting.
I rate that.
Attackers need to locate.
Dokubi has been a bit more of a rare pick nowadays, given that how powerful still Jackal is with his loadout. Dokubi kind of more so provides the assistance when you're going for kind of the collective push, because it pings all the phones, and you're able to kind of, in the midst of the battle, you can get those good indications of where the general location of the defender is. So her utility is not bad. Her weaponry, rather, at least damage kind of per second wise, it's a little bit more tame comparative to the powerful C7 that is the weapon of Jackal.
Yeah.
Ooh, actually, hello. Marmaduke could be onto something. I don't think ICB are expecting that run out, but now that his position has been exposed, he will have to fall back. So a little bit of unfortunate timing there, but
yeah, I mean, the run-outs, it's either you're going to spot someone or you're not. It's pretty 50-50, and sometimes, yeah, the timing's just not right there. But nevertheless, continue on in this round. No kills to be made this early. There's, of course, match point here for ICB. They just need one more round to take this one out, and Ahadunahad is looking to be as aggressive as ever. This might go down to Marmaduke. Is he ready for it? No, the Dakaiba is going to find the kill. Ahadunahad open things up onto Marmaduke.
Yeah, with Marmaduke falling down, I don't think Ahadunahad is expecting a second one, albeit that he may have heard the second phone call go off for Humphrey, but the Jaeger player will decide to promptly fall back, at least for the time being, to try to not overexpose his position. So for the time being, this is a great opening. This is a great beginning here for ICB, given that they are now applying a two kind of side push. So as soon as they are able to spot Humphrey, this could be huge, but I don't think the Monty player is very much knowledgeable about that position. And Reginald, meanwhile, being found by Mokaji, is another fantastic peak here.
Yeah, doing really well on the Kali most of the game long.
Oh, man.
Okay, so Humphrey needs to do something, but guess who? It's Ahadunahad to find the kill. Humphrey's still struggling in this one. Eugene, still with 0 kills, has to step up. Last possible chance to do it. 1 versus 5. I think this might just be about all she wrote. Finds the first, turns the back 2 behind him, and that is going to be that. ICB One Nation are going to take the first map in a very commanding 5-1 fashion.
Yeah, what a showcase there by ICB One Nation, just being able to really make this into their kind of game. On the map that I would have said that this was more so of gentleman's comfort ground, but the second map should be definitely an even play field there for both of the teams, as well. Yeah, this was definitely quite a bit of a roller coaster there for ICB, and a fantastic performance by Ahadunahad. I mean, 10-2, that's a saucy scoreline there for themselves.
Yeah, it's not bad at all, and they're going to be very happy with that one there. And, you know, we were talking about momentum going into the second map. ICB, they've got that momentum, so now it's really their series to lose. I was saying beforehand that I thought it was Gentleman's series to lose. I thought that they'd looked a little bit better so far in the season, but ICB proving me wrong.
Yeah. So ICB now currently with the map advantage here for themselves, already guaranteeing themselves, I believe, only a single point so far. So already that's a solid beginning. They do need that 2-0, I believe, to get themselves up on that leaderboard and ensure that maybe Gentlemen will be at a bit of a disadvantage there. But yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, if they get that 2-0, if they're able to get the maximum points, that will put them up into the top place in the league, because that will give them 2 wins and a draw and then a loss, I believe. Whereas, gentlemen, they've got the 2 wins at the moment. So with no draw there, that will give a few more points to ICB if they can win map 2. But we are going to go to a quick break while we get that ready for you guys. So make sure you don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a moment.
double the trouble on his hands. He'll need to try to deal with 2 operators rather than 1, and it is going to be quite an issue here. He's trying to go in for the swing, gets the swing on 1, nearly gets another one, but Benny just is able to overpower the opponent, and well, will be able to ultimately clutch out the round with just enough time to defuse.
To just 25 seconds, and this setup, the post-plant setup for Marsden, is quite good. That push just worked absolute treat. Initially didn't seem to make much of an impact, but Marsden Makos are going to be able to take down the first map, take down the base on their map pick, and go into Cafe with a very strong advantage here, 5-4. IQ and Dynamite. This is going to have to be some kind of a miracle to find a couple of quick kills. 13 seconds. Zaris is going to find the first one. Tries to make the second one happen. They need to push on to this bomb site sooner rather than later. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. The time management just not there here. The final push comes on through. Yur's going to be able to find one. Does get dropped, but Chiz will follow up with the kill and end up winning the round here for the MFAC Beasts. Chiz is going to have to do it all. Zaris will finish off the kill. They know where Chiz is. Down to half HP. 1 versus 4. Not going to be easy, but finds first onto air. 2 more to come through. And that Blitz is just going to do what they did last time around. But this time, Chiz is well aware of where they are. There's a lot of angles to toy with because of the entries that the attackers made. Chiz is starting to pop things up. Oh, that could be perfect. No, it doesn't work out, and will drop the player. 1 versus 1. Chiz, what are you doing? It's been a quad kill. Can they make the 8? No, Marsden. He's going to finally come and clean it up. Kendaz is going to find the kill, and somehow, beyond a shadow of a doubt, Chiz almost makes this a 1 versus 5 ace clutch. Well, there we have it. After a great, intense week of action last week, Cthulhu, we have the standings on screen that you can take a look at from home there, and a fantastic series last week, I have to say.
Yeah. Both last week and this week so far, it's been shaping up like a real good set of very close series. Here on the first map, I mean, Clubhouse, ICB were able to really take it to the gentleman, and after a short kind of stumble around on the first round, it was pretty much a flawless 5-1. So here on Oregon, that is going to be the second map. It is definitely going to be a pretty... I definitely would think that this would be a very close matchup still.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely shaped up to be a little bit more one-sided than I was thinking about, but let's take a look at the rosters themselves and sort of talk about the players, what we've seen so far from them, and what to expect going into this second map, which, you know, as you've said, has been a bit of a comfort ground for both of these squads. What do you make of ICB's chances to win this 1-2-0?
Look, I mean, I would rate it as fairly high, given how well they've performed on Clubhouse, and Oregon definitely was one of their rather more preferred kind of grounds, I would imagine. Their kind of roster so far has been performing really well, even whilst playing with a sub that is Shag62. So overall, I have to say that ICB definitely has already proven themselves as one of the teams that can be really scary.
Yeah, well, I'm just kind of happy that I don't have to say Fofez to Dofez anymore, so thank you for that. But yeah, I mean, this squad definitely, I think it's got a lot of potential. They just need to potentially improve in a couple of different areas. But I mean, that attack that we just saw was borderline flawless from them. Every single round, it felt like they still had 3-4 players alive. So really solid work from them on that regards. And they're going to be starting on attack again this time around. So that could definitely play into favor for them if they do feel so comfortable in attack. And right now, you see, in fact, gentlemen maybe not feeling quite so comfortable on the defensive side of things. That could really set themselves up for a solid second map here. But let's swap over, have a look at the in fact gentlemen roster as well. Talk me through them.
Yeah, so gentlemen roster has has had their own kind of highlights through the previous weeks. This has been probably one of their, so far, one of their slightly worse performances. Cornelius, Marmaduke, Humphrey, Eugene, and Reginald are the kind of the core set of players which have managed to show us some really good Siege and sometimes not as good of a Siege performance. This week, they've definitely been a bit of on a back foot, but I would have to say that maybe on Oregon, they would be able to kind of get themselves revitalized here.
Yeah, hopefully for their sake, they're able to do that. They're able to get into it. Speaking of Oregon, I think we're just about ready to get into this one. It's been a good series so far. Definitely been excited about what ICB has done. Can the opponents here and the gentlemen bring this one back, make it a 1-1, and more importantly for their sake, keep their second place on the ladder?
Yeah, this could be a huge kind of change here if ICB would be able to take that second map, and they will get themselves a nice boost, but at the same time, they would also throw quite a large spanner in the works of Emphatic Gentlemen as well. Like you mentioned before, they have the chance to really drop down to the 4th place if, with a whole lot of ifs here, but let's take a look at the wonderful reworked Oregon as well, as it's one of the latest maps that has been introduced into the game.
Yeah, it's recently been redone. A lot of the bomb sites are different in one way or another. Sometimes even just in where the bombs are themselves, some of the different pieces of, I don't know, furniture and whatnot on the map, they've changed a little bit. One of the big ones being down in the basement bomb sites, that is quite significantly different to what it used to be. And because it is so new, Oregon's really no one's sort of figured it out 100% yet. There's teams that are strong on it, but maybe that's just from experience. I think no one's really developed crazy new strategies or anything like that. But here we go. BAM phase kicks us off with Thatcher again out of action by the gentleman.
Yeah, gentlemen just don't want to really deal with Thatcher. He has been an absolute nuisance to really deal with, and he definitely makes the attack to be handled a whole lot easier. And given with the way how much momentum ICB were able to gain themselves, even without the Thatcher, can you imagine how bad it's going to be if they would have had a whole lot less hassle trying to get through the reinforced walls?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like they had no problems either way, so that's definitely not something that MFAC want to have to deal with. Bandit's going to be counter-banned out again, but of course, Kaid's still going to be in the mix. And now the gentleman, where do they go from here? Do they go for surveillance operator? They go for a mirror who has been very, very powerful. I mean, they're just going to go for a clash, exactly the same bans we saw last time around. I'm interested how that's sort of gone the way that it's gone, but I think for the gentlemen, they're probably going to want to keep Mirror on the board for themselves, because if they're able to win the half at least, win 4 rounds or something on the first half, they're going to be feeling very, very comfortable. So even if they have to deal with the Mirror on the other side of things a little bit, potentially it's a good idea to bring it out here.
Yeah. Another interesting thing is that Maverick was able to really slip through the ban phase here as well. So with him on board and with Bandit out, things are definitely going to look maybe a little bit tougher on the breach denial side for Gentlemen. And it seemed that that ban on Clubhouse, the Bandit ban, has definitely introduced that kind of point of uncertainty for their potential success here, because they were actually one of the first few teams that, in High School League, that were utilizing Bandit quite frequently as well, at least in my memory. So, yeah, with him out and Kaid being the only one, it is definitely going to be quite a challenge to deny the breaches, and I'm sure that we are going to be seeing a little bit more, maybe withdrawn play. But just as I say that, it's actually Humphrey's going to be setting up his Goyer shield just inside the bunker. So just about the same probably setup. Is just I'm rather more so curious how will the lineup of ICB really play out here, because not only they are bringing in the Blackbeard, which is already kind of utility-wise a little bit of a selfish operator, you could say, but they're also bringing in an odd one that is the Lion to maybe assist Ahad and Ahad.
Yeah, potentially really giving the Jackal more chances to work his magic. And here we go, action phase underway. interestingly enough, I don't think they've reinforced that barrier that's like directly, or the hatch rather, that's directly above the bomb sites. That's questionable. No, they did. Okay, good. Okay, good. For a second there, I was a little bit worried, but actually, that's one thing that I saw when I was doing a cast last week, and I saw a player use the Kaid spike to be able to charge 2 reinforced walls and the in this room in the middle, the 2 reinforced walls and the hatch above. So maybe just a little bit of a lack of experience on Kaid and how his utility works, but it's a interesting sort of defensive setup. Let's see how it goes. I mean, if you're ICB, you're feeling very, very confident. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them more or less just go guns blazing downstairs.
Yeah, talking about guns blazing, actually, Doth Dude is about to already run right onto the side. He has been already spotted by the Maestro camera, so at the very least there's that, and quick peek could have been spelling Reginald's demise, but for the time being, he's just gonna keep it nice and short for the time being. But I like the fact that ICB already has taken point here, down on the stairs, so this is going to be one of the pressure points for themselves, whereas Marmaduke actually could go for a very nice flank if his timing will be right. But no, he wasn't able to really deny the breach, and so that way he will just play for the late flank.
Some decent shots in from Ahudnahad onto Reginald, who has made themselves known more than once here. Still using the bulletproof camera there to spot out the Blackbeard of Darth Dude, who's now crossed over. Ahudnahad's actually going to get taken down by Humphrey, finding a kill early on here. Nicely done. Lion does spot out Humphrey though, but they already sort of knew where they were. Cornelius though, the smoke going down there. Eugene can't find a kill yet, hasn't found a kill this entire series, and Mokage is going to be able to find Cornelius, as I said. So man advantage going all the way back into ICB's favour. That being said, Marmaduke with a refrag there brings it back, but it's still 2 versus 3. ICB looking very poised to take this first round.
Yeah, but gotta make sure that they keep their eyes out on the flank. Marmaduke has been absolutely phenomenal with some of the light flanks. Nobody's actually watching the back, and right now, oh, there goes the Thermite. It's back to a 2v2, but health-wise, there is some advantage. The plant will be starting to go down. They know very much about that push and the plan, so right now, it's going to be a post-plant situation and how they're going to be playing it out, because Humphrey already extinguished his C4, so now it's all going to go down to the gunfights, and here, I mean, both of those players have the ability to hold long-range gunfights, and already with Marmaduke taking quite a fair bit of damage, that line will be claiming the frag here.
Yeah, can't do any more than that, and it's all onto Humphrey. 1v2 right now is going to be able to come from behind and find one more player to find there as well. And needs to make it snappy. 15 seconds remain on the timer here, and Dangubis is playing this one to perfection, just wasting time, hiding around the corner. 8 seconds left. Humphrey needs to go for it. Gets the kill. Is there enough time for the defuse? I don't think so. And there we go. ICB, by the skin of their teeth, by a matter of a couple of seconds, is going to take round number 1.
What a play. Definitely went quite back and forth there between the two teams. Definitely seemed like both of them were quite poised to really bring this back, and a solid effort from Marmaduke as well as Humphrey to grab themselves those kills and almost get that clutch. Unfortunately, just the time was not in their favor, so maybe on the second retry of Laundry they will be able to get the dub here, because yeah, this was definitely much better organized defense comparative to most of what we saw on Clubhouse. So I'm definitely feeling some of the rather closer rounds, maybe round trades even.
Yeah, there's definitely potential when it goes down to the wire like that. But that being said, I gotta say I'm not very happy with Gentleman's defense again. They're just they seem to be a little bit all over the place. They are going to stay downstairs and try it again, but I don't know what it is. Something needs to change. Something needs to go in their way, because right now things are just all in ICB's court. All the balls are in their court right now.
Yeah. I mean, probably the main two things is the fact how it turned out with Eugene and Cornelius. Kind of both of them ended up getting distracted and taken down with their kind of without them being able to deal any kind of sensible, well, not sensible, any good amount of damage. And so that further down the line really didn't help the defense at all. So if they are the ones that are able to really shine here, or at the very least get a few kills occasionally, they should allow the remainder of Gentlemen roster to really get the play going.
Yeah, they need to start something. This is going to be a very crucial round, I think, for MFAC to be able to win a defensive side, or a defensive round, for the first time in a long time. But some very early aggression coming in from Ahadunahad, unsurprisingly.
Yeah, he was one of the key fraggers, key players for the team, being able to really turn a fair few rounds around. Oh, Mokagi could have gotten that frag if the reaction speed was there, but either way, the information did go out that the Maestro, or rather Cornelius of the Kite of Cornelius, has made a rotation around.
Well, that first line charge goes on out and doesn't spot anything. But Dangubis doesn't need it. Is going to be able to find the first opening frag onto Marmaduke. Cornelius goes down as well. That's their star player out of action. That's huge. Eugene, Reginald, and Humphrey in a 3 versus 5 now. Not looking good. Tries to shut down the drones there, and it is working out pretty well. But, of course, that does leave him vulnerable if you're somehow flanked upon. But they slow it back down here. I like that from ICB. They're not willing to just run on in, even though they've got this 2-man advantage. They will be able to find the round, I'm sure, but it's just a matter of making sure that they don't make any mistakes and allow Eugene, Reginald, and Humphrey to come back into this one. So here we go. The push is slowly starting to happen. A minute remaining is heaps of time here in Siege. That smoke grenade, though, does tag Dangubis down a little bit, and Eugene's able to find a kill.
Yeah, good start for Eugene. He has the information that there is somebody also hiding around, but at the very least, Reginald is able to pick up the pace here. This is definitely looking a whole lot closer now, as Humphrey and Reginald are able to deal quite some damage, but just not enough. It's Ahadunahad again to find the frag, and all down to Humphrey, as even he, with the Vector, won't be able to withstand the onslaught of the almighty Shaq with a 5-7.
Yeah, Shaq just knew exactly where they were. Finds the kill with ease, and just like that, round 3 going in their favour. I felt like they almost had it. They were almost starting to make that round and flip it on its head there, the gentleman. But once again, it's Ahadunahad to break everything down. And, you know, when you cut down some of the biggest players on this squad, that being Marmaduke and Cornelius, the players that are getting all the frags, I mean, you're feeling very good about that. Eugene finally finds his first kill of the series in that round. And as you said, Humphrey just not quite able to make it work. Once again, stuck in a 1v3 or 1vx situation.
Yeah, that it seems like it is definitely haunting Gentlemen throughout this whole matchup overall. It's just can't seem to be able to get any kind of closure or just any kind of man advantage even for Gentlemen here. And comparative to their performance in the previous weeks, this is definitely a much more withdrawn from them, which feels as if they're trying to get some aggression going, but their aggression is very much disconnected. Last time we saw them play, they had 2-3-man roam teams that were able to just completely deconstruct the opposition's attack and just force them to kind of almost face check each and every corner, which in return managed to slow down the general approach.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. The roam game has just not been what we've come to expect from the Gentlemen. The first time we watched them up against their home team, their home rivals, if you will, of the MFAC Beasts, they were incredible with their roam play, and Beasts had no idea what to do about it. This time, they just haven't really roamed at all. And if they have, it just hasn't been effective at all. It's a bit mind-boggling, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, certainly not the kind of performance that we would have come to expect. Maybe there's a correlation maybe within some of the study process, maybe just not enough preparation against ICB, or maybe it's rather just the ICB did their kind of homework against Gentlemen and were able to really bring in some of the operators that just are able to slow down general kind of utility usage plus kind of their general approach to be able to kind of start swarming kind of around with multiple angles, certainly making things a whole lot easier there for the push to happen.
Well, I like this from Darth Dude being very aware that next to that mirror window is a softball that could potentially be shot through if Marmaduke's not too careful. And they're going to now enter in and try and start pushing on through. Reginald is going to be very crucial here to stopping this attack. We'll get droned out, though, by 2 drones there, so they know exactly where he is. Whilst he's being distracted by that, some of the ICB players will be able to push on through. Humphrey downstairs, though. Playing the long game, playing that roam that we were talking about.
And being able to get rid of Ahadu and Ahad, that is going to be a huge start here for Gentlemen. Potentially, maybe a beginning for the comeback, but that's still a little bit too early to call. Meanwhile, it's a flat-out good, really good push ad coming out, but Reginald nearly able to find the shot on Shaq, but only gets him tagged out just a little bit, as it was Darth Dude that was able to find a little bit of a trade. Humphrey continuing to sow chaos, though, from down below.
Yeah, just making life difficult for ICB and just keeping them on their toes. This is what they needed. This is what has been missing so far, I think it's fair to say, is that pressure. Is that a line up there onto the player of Mikage, who's trying to get that diffuser down? Doesn't matter, though. Marmaduke will go down there. So they're just still losing players up on the site itself, where it really matters. The timing just so perfect from Mikage there. Getting the diffuser down now, and it's all on Humphrey. Once again, a 1 versus 3. This is the 3rd time that we've seen Humphrey in a situation like this.
Yeah, poor man Humphrey just can't take a break at all. Will be already expected from a multitude of angles, and well, it's Shaq to finish him off. Another round for ICB already. If counting the rounds from the previous map, that's already, 8 rounds in a row.
Yeah, really, really solid round from ICB to turn that one around, and Mikage just seems comfortable to consistently pick Callie, and can't blame him because it's working perfectly so far.
Yeah, had a bit of a slip-up on the first round of Clubhouse, but yeah, after that he was pretty clinical with some of the peaks, utilizing that freshly given SPSM G9 on Kali, certainly making it work quite well. So big props to the man, and big props to ICB and general. Their roster has been so far really well at just reading in on some of the plays, able to really adapt on the go, and even with some of the kind of losses to the roam, the rest of their roster was really able to just kind of persist, keep on going, because sometimes what happens is you lose your players to the roam, you kind of start getting a little bit paranoid with how you approach it. You kind of start dedicating some people to just watching the back, whereas ICB so far has been able to just, we just don't care. We're just going to keep on pushing, and that has been working wonders really for the roster.
Yeah, absolutely. Just being so unrelenting with their pressure here. This could be interesting from Reginald. What is the plan with that, I wonder? And how is that going to help?
That electrifies the wall in the bunker. Okay.
That's sick.
That is a naughty angle spot for the Kite Claw.
Wow. Will they spot it out, though? That's the real question here.
Yeah, Ahad on Ahad is the one that is the closest so far, and it's Humphrey to find the frag onto Darth Dude, so I mean, so far the man wasn't able to spot that kite charge, and that is certainly going to be making it quite an issue.
Well, they have got that tracker onto Humphrey. who's going to have to deal with it and try and just stay alive here. Needless to say, he's going to get charged from behind. Just the game sense not quite there for Humphrey, so will be traded out eventually. But still, again, applying that pressure now. In fact, gentlemen, though, they need to react to that. They need to keep going and make sure that the pressure keeps being applied. And just because your roam is gone doesn't mean that there's no more pressure being put onto these One Nation players. Oh, that is so good there from Marmaduke. Stops that charge from going down. No, it doesn't.
Huh.
How does that charge still go down?
Not particularly too sure, but either way, the charge went down, and, well, right now, Marmaduke will have to play a much more withdrawn position. Definitely won't be able to assist Cornelius, but it's rather Reginald that will be just reinforcing the position and try to play of that open mirror window, which could definitely help quite a whole lot, but it gets a little bit too hasty on his peak, and, well, Hadunahad will only take a slight bit of damage before he even bothers to really come back to it.
Well, things again slowing down just a little bit. Cornelius yet to find a kill this map, and Mokage in the background will find a kill. Make that 2 onto Marmaduke. Cornelius and Reginald, 2 versus 4. This one, ICB once again turning things around. Cornelius finally finds their first kill of the map, but Reginald will go down in the background, so it's all on Cornelius. What can you do? 1 versus 3. This is just feeling like a very deja vu situation over and over. We have a 1 versus X situation for one of the gentlemen players, and ICB are looking incredible right now on their offense.
Absolutely sensational on their executes, and reading into those reinforcements. The moment they saw that the bunker was fully reinforced, completely changed the pace and changed the direction where they were pushing, and went for a push through freezer where it was pretty much a free real estate to be taken, especially with a Kali sniper rifle. So yeah, absolutely just on top of their game right now, ICB, and potentially going into the final round on Kitchen Dining, could be able to really close it out on in 5-0 fashion, which, once again, that is going to be quite a performance, quite a feat to be performed here by them against what was so far has been considered the number 2 spot on the leaderboard.
Yeah, 5-0 would be a statement and a half, and potentially even a bit of a statement to Lenvius up there at the top, saying, look, okay, yes, you might have beaten us once, but it's not going to happen again. We'll see if that continues down that pattern.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. It still hasn't been done, so still plenty of ways to really, maybe a comeback could happen here by gentlemen. I've seen way too many times the reverse sweeps to really write off most of the teams, so I'm definitely this whole setup that I'm seeing right now, this is definitely a little bit more experimental, but it could work. Honestly, with a few more of the aggressive angles that gentlemen could set up, they could definitely turn the tide around in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I don't see it happening. These guys just haven't been on par. Nowhere near what we're used to seeing from them, and their gameplay is showing. 4-0. I mean, how much more in control can you get as the attacking team here? I'd beg to say not really much more than that. And yeah, it's just not what you expect from this gentleman's squad. And again, if ICB do win this one straight up 2-0, they're going to go above gentlemen, leapfrog into that second position with 9 points on the leaderboard. So yeah, they're looking, or rather, not with 9, with 7 points on the leaderboard. So they'll be looking forward to getting this one in the bag.
Now here's a cool thing that I actually just realized. The way how ICB are actually utilizing their Blackbeard is the way how they usually would, like some of the other teams would utilize the shield operator to kind of bait in the initial peak and then go in for the engagement. Darth Dude just has kind of the extra addition of a fantastic gun as well attached to that ballistic shield as well. So it's the way how they kind of going with the kind of, if it's pokeable, I'm gonna go and try to get a frag there, and certainly has been working out. The addition of Kali and the way how they've been playing her is also a grand thing, that they've been able to just kind of use it for both some of the clearance of the soft breach utilities, some of the hard breach stuff. So it's definitely looking really nice, really comfy there, and with so much already utility being dedicated to the push through the small tower, that's already the whole of dining completely all just cleared out.
Yeah, they've done an incredible job in this attack, and I don't really know what, in fact, gentlemen, we're hoping for. That's going to be Marmaduke going down, Cornelius and Humphrey, 2 versus 4 to stay alive in this one, to try and kick on and make the comeback, the reverse sweep happen. But right now, it's looking like it's all ICB's party. It's all their game right now. Cornelius goes down. Humphrey gets a very important kill on the player with the diffuser, but that's going to do it. There we go. ICB, a flawless 5-0 victory on map number 2. Total 10-1 scoreline in this best of 2 series, and a fantastic night is going to see them go second in the league.
Oh man, yeah, they're definitely going to be quite ecstatic here to play it out, especially with the fact that they did play with their sub, not even a 5-core stack, which is another statement to be made here.
Yeah.
7 kills for Humphrey, and that is all of those 1vx's, whereas the rest of the team is on those breadsticks, which is quite unfortunate there for themselves. But maybe it just wasn't their day. Maybe next week they will be able to perform there. But alas, for this week, this is it for them. A 5-0 on map number 2. That is, wow, just absolutely great showcase from ICB.
Yeah, really. I mean, I was expecting it to be a good series. I wasn't expecting ICB to be head and shoulders above gentlemen. After what we've seen gentlemen do in the past, I was definitely expecting a lot better out of them. And honestly, some of the more core mistakes they made were things that we were praising them on last week, like their own play that we mentioned earlier. So it's just a little bit confusing to see them play the way that they did tonight.
Yeah, the passive playstyle definitely hasn't really worked out a whole lot for them. A few of the reinforcement mistakes were made there. A few maybe just general kind of organizing mistakes were made. And yeah, the general pace has been fairly stomped on Clubhouse. They tried to play a little bit more of an aggressive. They showed us that very aggressive play on the very first round of Club. But kind of after that, they just decided, let's play passive. Let's try to wait for them to peek us rather. And this is what pretty much the result of it all is.
Yeah, and I mean, it's fair to say, like, Siege is never one of the games where you want to wait for the opposition to peek you because of the peeker's advantage. It's so strong on Siege compared to some other games, just with the mechanics and how the laning works. So it's definitely not something you want to do, but there we go. That's going to push One Nation into the second position on the leaderboard. I can imagine Lenvius is likely to win their series tonight as they go up against, I believe, the bottom of the leaderboard. Or maybe that's next week. No, next week they go up against the Lakers Legends. So tonight they're playing the Beasts, who haven't been the best team in the league so far. They're down in 5th place. So yeah, that sort of secures that top 2 for the meantime. We'll have to wait and see what happens next week in the final week of the round robin. Week 5, of course, is going to be where it all ends. I mean, apart from that, Cthulhu, any final sort of closing statements tonight?
Look, I'm just keen to see how things will work out in the last week and what teams are we going to be seeing in the playoffs. I definitely am keen to see how will ICB's story kind of continue from here on, whether they will be able to keep their second place and then further down the line maybe try to kind of take down the Goliaths that is the Lenvius right now, or maybe they will end up falling on that 2nd/3rd place. So their storyline is certainly is currently looking very uplifting.
Yeah, it's been nice to watch them, from that first week where they struggled a little bit against the Makos, the Mars and Makos, to now be absolutely demolishing the gentlemen is, shows a bit of progression there. And as you said, with a substitute as well. So once we get into the playoffs, it is going to be very, very interesting to watch how this one unravels. And if Lenvius can be taken off their high horse, off the perch of first place, who knows? We're going to have to wait until then. But for now, that is us for the night, or at least it's me for the night. Of course, you can come back at about 7 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time to watch Cthulhu cast some of the Women's League. And of course, thank you to our partners and sponsors, ZQ Racing, Ubisoft, and Computer Alliance. Without you, this would not be possible. But that is going to do it on behalf of Cthulhu, myself, and the production team. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you later.
Remaining, ball on the blue side. It's not going to happen. STMC Gold take the grand final.
Because with live sport cancelled and footy fields deserted, there's never been a better time to be a gamer.
Second attempt, but no boost to fall through. He's trying desperately to get another touch, but he just cannot get there. And with 5 seconds remaining, that could have been the last attempt. Colt's going to get one more goal in. And STMC Gold take game number one with that goal right there. Granted,
Playing online games in a school uniform is now the next big thing.
He is now in a position. The C4 comes out, melts out Lightning. Can't get the follow-up frag.
This is the world of esports, aka sporting comps played via online games.